Did you know a majority of sexual assault cases on college campuses go underreported? I have done extensive research on how to reduce the number of underreported cases on sexual assault on college campuses and even help prevent them. Have any of you all ever been scared of, witnessed, or been involved in a sexual assault? Well, in this speech, I'll talk about the problem of sexual assault on college campuses, why they go underreported, and I will also talk about a solution that can help prevent it. Now let's take a look at the problem of sexual assault on college campuses. Sexual assaults are happening more and more frequently around college campuses and are being underreported due to fear, humiliation, denial, and so much more. Sexual assault on college campuses can be from unwanted touching to rape and is happening more and more frequently, and alcohol and drugs often play a role in it. Some symptoms that someone may be involved in a sexual assault are physical injuries like bruising, bleeding, soreness, broken bones, and difficulty walking. Some effects of sexual assault can be PTSD, substance abuse, self-harm, anxiety, depression, STDs, flashbacks to the event, change in behavior, and so much more. The victim will not only suffer physical but also mental problems. Example of these symptoms and effects can be this happy, bubbly, energetic girl or guy all of a sudden just disappears and doesn't go out anymore, isolates himself from the world, starts drinking heavily, has suicidal or depressed thoughts, nightmares, and even physical wounds. It is important to understand the problem of sexual assault, especially on college campuses, as they are happening more and more frequently. Sexual assaults are more common than what people expect and are often a result of someone they know. According to the U.S. Department of Justice, 90% of campus sexual assaults are committed by perpetrators that the victim knows. In a report by RAIN, only 2% of rapists are ever served prison time. The Department of Justice states that more than 50% of college sexual assaults occur either in August, September, October, or November. In a report by MUSC, 12% of college student victims report the assault to law enforcement. The Washington Post told many stories of sexual assault victims, and here's one. A female student from Queen's University of Charlotte said that when she was watching a movie with a friend, and as the movie went on, he started kissing me, and I felt uncomfortable. It got to the part where he tried to take off my clothes, and I was like, no, please stop. He then said, no, you'll like it, and I was like, no, stop. Some people are able to yell or scream, but when I get stressed out, I just shut down. So I was just trying to figure out how to get him off me. He then proceeded, and any time I saw him, I would run in the opposite direction. Sexual assault victims are not just women, but men, transgender, queer, and many more. According to the National Sexual Violence Research Center, 1 in 5 women and 1 in 16 men are sexually assaulted while attending college. 21% of TGQN college students are sexually assaulted, 8.8% of females and 2.2% of males experience rape or sexual assault among the undergraduate students, and 4.2% of students have experienced stalking since entering college. The HuffPost talked about Andrew, a freshman in Brown University, and he stated that nobody has to know, the student said. He came up behind Andrew, grabbed his crotch, and moved him into the bathroom stall. Frozen, Andrew protested but did not fight back, scared of what would happen if he did. For 15 minutes, the stranger assaulted him. Andrew has a hard time articulating what he felt during the assault. All he remembers is unable to speak or act. Sexual assault is often done by someone you know, someone drunk, or just a stranger. The victims are often scared to report it because they don't want anyone to know. They don't understand what just happened. They are ashamed, or they don't think the police will understand them. Now that we better understand the statistics, risks, and reasons why they go underreported, let's take a look at the solution to this problem. With sexual assault being more frequently on college campuses and then still being underreported, there are things that the campuses can do to make it easier to report, such as emergency polls, Title IX, and emergency call buttons. Campuses can install emergency poles all around campus to help with assaults that are happening out in the open. These poles light up and have an emergency button right here that contact the police and the campus security. They can install emergency call buttons in each of the dorm room and create a Title IX building that allows the students to talk about the incident anonymously or without being reported. This helps with the problem because first the poles help with reporting a sexual assault or preventing one by either the victim or the bystander pushing this button right here, and the campus security and the police will be on their way. The emergency call buttons can help the victims that it's happening in the dorm room by alerting someone. The button will contact campus security and or the police. The Title IX can help in 2 ways. The first is they can have a site where the victims can anonymously report the crime and not have their name plastered all around campus. And secondly, they can have a building where the victims can go and talk about what's happened, and if the person feels that she reported, it can be without the victim's name on it. This solution can be implemented by putting up emergency poles around campus, especially near residency, campus emergency call buttons in dorm rooms, and also a safe place like a Title IX building where the victims feel safe to report the incident. The plan of action is to be able to make a safe place where sexual assault victims feel safe to report the incident so they don't keep going underreported. The first step is to start out by putting these emergency poles near the housing buildings and the emergency buttons in each of the dorm rooms. The second step is to convert a building or a safe place near on campus to become a Title IX building. The third step is to instruct the students about the changes and how they can anonymously report an incident or come in and talk about it and have their name left out of the report. And then the fourth and last step is once more money is saved up, they can put more of the emergency poles around campus and even in unpopular places. The cost of this plan can range from $60,000 to more than $600,000 depending on the number of poles and call buttons. With this, we are just trying to create a safer place for the students and a place where they feel safe to report things. Expected results that are hoped to be seen in this plan are more students reporting sexual assault cases and maybe fewer sexual assault cases happening. The expected result from this may take a while, from a few months to 1 to 2 years depending on the situation. Additional benefits from this is not only to create a safe environment for sexual assault cases to report, but also a place to report other things as well. Now let's get this plan into action. With sexual assault becoming more and more frequently on college campuses, they often go underreported for many reasons. In this speech, we have learned about sexual assault on college campuses, how frequent they are, why they go underreported, and a plan to help it from keep happening. Let's all come together and help stop sexual assault on college campuses from being underreported and from happening. Now, next time you witness, are involved in, or know someone who is involved in sexual assault, though it might be scary, find a safe place to report it because you are not alone.